When Luke Kuechly announced his retirement in January 2020, the reaction across the NFL was immediate surprise. He was only 28 years old, an age when many linebackers are still in their physical prime. He had just completed his 8th season with the Carolina Panthers after being drafted 9th overall in 2012. In 2019, he started all 16 regular season games and once again led the team in tackle. There were no clear signs of statistical decline. He remained productive, instinctive, and central to the Panthers' defense. From the outside, it did not look like the end, yet Kuechly chose to walk away from professional football while still performing at a high level. To understand that decision, you have to look beyond box scores and highlight plays. Kuechly was not just a linebacker who piled up tackles. He was the defensive signal caller, the communicator, and often the smartest player on the field. Teammates and coaches frequently described his preparation as elite. He spent countless hours studying film, memorizing formations, and identifying tendencies before games even began. His ability to diagnose plays allowed him to react faster than most opponents could execute. Luke Kuechly did not dominate the NFL simply because of size or speed. At 6'3" and around 238 pounds, he had strong physical tools, but what separated him was anticipation. He recognized blocking schemes, predicted route combinations, and adjusted teammates into proper positions before the snap. His football intelligence became his defining trait, and that mental intensity played a major role in both his success and his early departure from the game. Before entering the NFL, Luke Kuechly established himself as one of the most productive defensive players in college football while playing at Boston College. From 2009 through 2011, he consistently ranked among the national leaders in tackles. As a freshman in 2009, he recorded 158 tackles, immediately showing his ability to read plays and pursue the ball. He followed that with 183 tackles in 2010, again leading the nation. In 2011, his junior season, he totaled 191 tackles, which once more led all of college football. That year, he earned several of the sport's highest defensive honors, including the Butkus Award for the nation's top linebacker, the Lombardi Award for the best lineman or linebacker, and the Bronco Nagurski Trophy given to the top defensive player. Over just 3 college seasons, Kuechly accumulated 532 total tackles, a number rarely matched at the highest level of the sport. His production reflected more than effort. Coaches and teammates often spoke about his advanced understanding of offensive schemes and his commitment to film study. He routinely recognized formations and adjusted positioning before the snap. By the time he declared for the 2012 NFL Draft, many analysts considered him the most complete linebacker prospect available, combining intelligence, discipline, and consistent performance. The Carolina Panthers selected Luke Kuechly with the 9th overall pick in the 2012 NFL Draft, expecting him to strengthen the middle of their defense. He exceeded those expectations almost immediately. As a rookie, Kuechly recorded 164 total tackles, leading the entire NFL in combined tackles during the 2012 season. His production, awareness, and consistency earned him the NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year award. For many first-year linebackers, adjusting to the speed and complexity of professional offenses can take time. Kuechly showed little sign of hesitation. Early in his career, he took on the role of defensive signal caller, wearing the green dot helmet that allowed direct communication with the coaching staff before each play. That responsibility requires strong understanding of formations, coverage adjustments, and communication under pressure. It is uncommon for a rookie to handle those duties so quickly. By the end of his first season, it was clear that Carolina had not only drafted a starting linebacker, but had secured the central figure of its defensive unit for years to come. In only his second NFL season, Luke Kuechly raised his performance to an even higher level. During the 2013 season, he recorded 156 total tackles, along with 4 interceptions and 2 sacks, showing impact in both run defense and pass coverage. His ability to drop into coverage and read quarterbacks separated him from many traditional middle linebackers. That year, he was named first-team All-Pro and earned the NFL Defensive Player of the Year award. At 22 years old, he became one of the youngest players in league history to receive that honor. The Defensive Player of the Year award is especially meaningful because it is not limited to one position. It recognizes the top defensive performer across the entire league, including pass rushers, cornerbacks, safeties, and linemen. In 2013, Kuechly's range, instincts, and command of the Panthers' defense stood out even among players known for high sack totals and turnover. Coaches valued how he aligned teammates before the snap and anticipated plays before they fully developed. The recognition confirmed that he was more than a tackle accumulator. He was influencing outcomes and shaping the direction of games through preparation, communication, and quick decision-making. Many linebackers in the NFL rely mainly on size and strength to control the middle of the field. Luke Kuechly was certainly athletic, but the trait that separated him most was mental processing speed. He reacted quickly because he often recognized what was coming before the snap. Teammates and opponents frequently spoke about how he would call out formations, shifts, and likely route combinations while standing at the line of scrimmage. Television broadcasts sometimes showed him pointing, adjusting teammates, and communicating coverage changes just seconds before the ball was snapped. That awareness was not based on luck. It came from detailed film study. Former teammates described him as one of the most prepared players they had encountered. He examined opponent tendencies, down and distance situations, and personnel groupings in depth during the week. That preparation allowed him to anticipate instead of simply react. Rather than chasing plays, he often positioned himself where the action was headed. Over 8 seasons, Kuechly recorded 1,092 total tackles, 18 interceptions, 12.5 sacks, and 7 forced fumbles. For a middle linebacker, 18 career interceptions demonstrates advanced coverage ability along with strong instincts and understanding of passing concepts. The 2015 season marked the highest point of team success during Luke Kuechly's career with the Carolina Panthers. The Panthers finished the regular season with a 15-1 record, the best in franchise history at that time. Their defense ranked among the strongest units in the league, combining disciplined coverage with aggressive pass rushing. Kuechly once again earned first-team All-Pro honors, reinforcing his status as one of the top defensive players in football. In the NFC divisional round against the Seattle Seahawks, he intercepted a pass and returned it for a touchdown, helping Carolina build an early lead. 2 weeks later, in the NFC Championship game against the Arizona Cardinals, he intercepted 2 passes and returned one of them for a touchdown, further demonstrating his impact in critical moments. Those performances helped send the Panthers to Super Bowl 50. In the championship game, Carolina faced the Denver Broncos and quarterback Peyton Manning. Denver's defense pressured the Panthers' offense throughout the night and secured a 24-10 victory. Kuechly finished that postseason with 2 interception returns for touchdown, highlighting his ability to perform under playoff pressure. Even without a Super Bowl win, the 2015 season confirmed his place among the most complete defensive leaders of his era. While Luke Kuechly was widely praised for football intelligence and leadership, his career also included a serious concern: concussions. He suffered multiple documented head injuries during his time with the Carolina Panthers. One of the most publicized incidents occurred in November 2016 during a game against the New Orleans Saints. After a collision, Kuechly remained on the ground and was later helped off the field. Television cameras showed him visibly emotional as he was taken to the locker room, and the image quickly spread across national media. The moment brought renewed attention to the risks associated with head injuries in professional football. Over the past decade, the NFL has adjusted concussion protocols and invested in medical research focused on long-term neurological effects. Despite those challenges, Kuechly returned to the field and continued performing at a high level. He earned first-team All-Pro honors again in both 2017 and 2018, confirming that his on-field ability had not diminished. Even so, the repeated concussions remained part of public discussion. Concerns about cumulative head trauma became closely linked to conversations about his long-term health and ultimately shaped how many observers viewed his early retirement decision. On January 14, 2020, Luke Kuechly officially announced his retirement from the NFL after 8 seasons with the Carolina Panthers. In a recorded video message released by the team, he explained that the choice had been difficult and emotional. He said he still loved football, but no longer felt fully certain about continuing to play at the standard he believed the position required. While he did not directly focus his statement on concussions, his history of documented head injuries led many observers to connect long-term health concerns to the decision. At the time of his retirement, Kuechly's Ursum included 7 Pro Bowl selections, 5 first-team All-Pro honors, the 2013 Defensive Player of the Year award, and the 2012 Defensive Rookie of the Year award. Statistically, he had shown no clear decline in performance during the 2019 season. There was no public contract dispute or roster issue influencing the move. Leaving the league at age 28, while still viewed as one of the best linebackers in football, made his retirement one of the most unusual for a player of his level in the modern NFL era. Luke Kuechly became eligible for the Pro Football Hall of Fame 5 years after his retirement announcement in January 2020. Even though his career lasted only 8 seasons, strong debate has formed around his candidacy because of how dominant he was during that span. Hall of Fame voters have historically considered players with shorter careers if their peak performance clearly stood among the best of their era. Kuechly's Ursum includes the 2013 Defensive Player of the Year award, 5 first-team All-Pro selections in 8 seasons, 7 Pro Bowl appearances, and a central leadership role on a Panthers defense that reached Super Bowl 50. During his prime years, he was widely viewed as the top middle linebacker in football. Comparisons are often made to other defenders whose legacies were shaped more by peak dominance than total career length. The debate around his Hall of Fame case often centers on longevity versus impact. Some voters value extended careers that span more than a decade, while others emphasize how strongly a player performed at his highest level. Regardless of how that balance is weighed, few analysts dispute the intensity, preparation, and control Kuechly displayed when he was at his best. Luke Kuechly was not known for dramatic interviews or public controversy during his 8 seasons with the Carolina Panthers. His leadership style was steady and mostly internal. On the field, he acted as the defensive signal caller, wearing the green dot helmet and directing traffic before the snap. He frequently adjusted alignments, communicated coverage changes, and made sure teammates understood assignments against shifting offensive formations. Television broadcasts often showed him pointing out motion and calling out audibles seconds before the play began. Off the field, teammates described him as analytical, detail-focused, and intensely prepared rather than emotional or loud. Leadership in football takes different forms. Some players motivate with speeches and visible energy. Others lead through preparation, discipline, and consistency in meetings and practice. Kuechly's impact could be seen in the structure and communication of Carolina's defense. During his tenure, particularly from 2013 through 2017, the Panthers regularly ranked near the top of the league in defensive performance and efficiency. His understanding of schemes and opponent tendencies allowed the unit to function with coordination and speed, reinforcing his reputation as one of the most intelligent defensive leaders of his era. Luke Kuechly's career raises an important question about how greatness should be measured in modern professional football. The sport carries clear physical risks, especially regarding head injury, and those risks can influence how long a player chooses to compete. Kuechly retired at 28 after 8 seasons, even though he was still performing at a high level. During that stretch, many analysts considered him the best middle linebacker in the league. His anticipation, rapid processing, and command of defensive schemes shaped the Carolina Panthers' identity for much of the 2010s. Some players remain in the league into their mid-30s, but experience steady decline in speed and effectiveness. Others, like Kuechly, leave while still near their peak. That contrast fuels ongoing debate about peak dominance versus career longevity. Drafted in 2012, he immediately transformed Carolina's defense. He earned Defensive Rookie of the Year, then Defensive Player of the Year in his second season. He helped lead the Panthers to Super Bowl 50 and retired with 1,092 total tackles and 18 interceptions. His decision was not driven by visible decline or contract issue. He stepped away by choice, adding a unique dimension to how his legacy is evaluated. The question now becomes part of Luke Kuechly's long-term legacy. Is 8 seasons of elite, game-controlling performance enough to secure a place among the all-time great linebackers? Or should career length carry greater weight in historical comparisons? From 2012 through 2019, he was consistently viewed as one of the top defensive players in the league. He earned 5 first-team All-Pro selections, 7 Pro Bowl honors, a Defensive Rookie of the Year award, and the 2013 Defensive Player of the Year award. He helped lead Carolina to a 15-1 season and a Super Bowl appearance. His influence came from anticipation, preparation, and communication as much as physical tools. He diagnosed plays before they developed and positioned teammates to succeed. Now the discussion shifts to you. Where does Kuechly rank among the best linebackers of the modern era? Should early retirement due to health considerations affect how Hall of Fame voters evaluate his candidacy? Or should peak dominance outweigh longevity? Share your perspective in the comments below. And if you want more structured, fact-based deep dives into the careers that shape the NFL, consider subscribing, because some of the most meaningful stories are about how the game was understood, not just how it was played.